hoping you can hear me. Hi. Had a couple technical difficulties, but we are live on the Carnival Venezia. So we had a little trouble with the original scheduled link, so I hope you make your way over here. Here, my husband Russ, and I'm Dee, of course. And welcome. Hold on one second. I'm gonna fix this a little bit. There we go. There, you can see it's much better now. Okay, so anyway, I hope that you have made it okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get Russ over to the right page so he's with us live.
Sure she is.
Yeah, technical is not area. Live. Okay.
Whoa.
Hold on. We're going to get rid of the volume on it. There you go. Yay. It's working. All right. Anyway, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us here on the Carnival Venezia. We are having an incredible cruise, and we are taking your questions and answers. Anything you want to know about the Venezia, about going on a transatlantic, just anything. And I am really excited. This is our very first live on the channel. And so it's just like a real joy to be able to do this. First of all, the internet on this ship is incredible. It's Starlink, and it is the best internet we have had on any brand. It's almost been flawless. We've had full internet every day. We've been able to stream. We've been able to look at videos. It has just been great. So do we have anybody with us, Russ?
We have Yuri Jimenez, mother of our grandchildren.
Hello, Yuri. Hi.
AJ and Henry.
Hello, AJ. Hi, Henry. We are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and an exciting historical fact is we passed the place where the Titanic sank, very sadly, in 1912. We were as close as you can get with a ship today, and we passed it. We were in severe fog with the foghorn blowing. It was really quite an interesting moment to go by there. So, and they were carving ice sculptures like on the Lido deck when this happened, which seemed a little ironic, but so that's the only ice we saw. It is it's cold today. It was in the 50s. We've had beautiful weather up until today, but we did do that today. How else are we doing? Anybody else?
Catherine P.
Hi, Catherine P. Hey, welcome. Where are you from? Let us know where you guys are from. And as I said, any questions you may have, we are just dying to know. We've had a lot of great response. People have been very excited to learn all about the Venezia, it being such an unusual ship for Carnival. And we have really, really I've been excited by it. It's been one of our favorite ships we've ever been on under the Carnival brand, or really any brand. It's just got a really great layout. The Italian, the Italian theme is really fantastic.
You have Pamela Williams and Catherine P.
Hi, Pamela Williams. Welcome.
Looking forward to your coming to New York.
Oh, yes. We're so excited. Can you believe it? In 4 days, right? We have 2 more sea days. Then we go to Halifax for a day, 1 more sea day, and then we're in New York on Tuesday. And so there's going to be a grand celebration. Although this was the maiden voyage, the inaugural voyage out of New York is going to be amazing. I believe it's sailing with a full ship, and Christine Duffy is going to be there. They've got Jay Leno, who's going to be the godfather of the ship. He's going to, give it its send off and actually do a special show, which is going to be online. I believe people can stream his special show for the launch of the ship. So we are, Russ is helping me, and this is all very new to us. So we're hoping you can see us and also hear us, but it seems like things are going well. We got so much we can tell you guys, but we're dying to know what you would like to know. So the food has been amazing. They have the first Italian chef on this ship of any ship in the Carnival fleet, and he is really good. We have enjoyed the main dining room. We've done specialty dining. Tomorrow we're having a special brunch in the steakhouse, which is for people who are staying in the terrazza rooms, and we are in one of those rooms. We're in a terrazza cabana, which gives us like this beautiful cabana space outside. We'd show it to you, except it's dark, but we do have stuff online where you can see it. And anyway, so we've got this great cabana, and there's certain perks, and one of the perks is a special brunch that we're going to have tomorrow in the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. So we'll let you know about that. We've done the chef's table, which was outstanding, and I've got lots of video and menus and stuff for you when we get back home. And we've done Il Viaggio, which is the brand new Italian themed restaurant. Very high end, very classy. We felt real special. We did it for our anniversary. So that was really, really fun too. How are we doing? Any questions or?
I'll break in if you need me. You just keep chattering.
That's what I do. I do chatter well. So what else to talk about? We had an incredible time coming out of Barcelona. So the voyage to get the ship to New York was just excellent. The ports that we hit after Barcelona, well, first of all, Barcelona was a great embarkation port. It went incredibly smoothly at the port. A lovely city. We had 3 days, really enjoyed it. And then from there, we went to Malaga. I think it's Malaga. And also it's the Carnival of Venezia. I've been saying it wrong, and I'm trying to retrain my brain. It's Venezia. And it's mostly Z with a tiny little bit of T in there, so I'm working on it. And it's an not an E. So,
our cruise director would claim that Denise did that wrong even with Venezia because she didn't put her hand down.
Venezia, yes.
Yeah, that's better.
Sometimes
Henry and AJ, remember, if you're speaking Italian, get your hand going.
It's true, and I'm Italian, so I can say that.
Ciao.
So, where was I going with that?
You were talking about our stops. So you missed
Right.
Grenada. No, Gibraltar.
Yeah, Grenada. That's.
I'm good with the first letter of things.
We have not drunk
a
drop today, so like this is just us tired travelers. So we went. So we started in Malaga, which is this gorgeous town in Spain. We climbed up a giant hill and went to a castle, and it was from the Moorish times, and it was absolutely outstanding and exhausting. I think we did like 18,000 steps that day. Then we went to after Malaga.
Rock of Gibraltar.
No, did we go there before Lisbon? No, we went to Lisbon.
Yes,
we did.
No,
we went to Gibraltar. You're right. Gibraltar, which was really cool. It's this tiny English protectorate, and it was just so neat. It's just a big rock coming out of the water. It's like 12 miles across, and it's British, although it's attached to Spain. But it's like where the Straits of Gibraltar are, so you can see Africa from was Tunisia? No. It was Morocco. It was Morocco. You can see Morocco.
It's a good thing I'm here.
Right? He's very useful. And so we did that. We went to Lisbon, Portugal, and did a great walking tour there. And then we went to the Azores, which was gorgeous.
Where in the Azores?
We went to Ponta Delgada.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Delgado, but she was pretty close.
Close. Anyway.
And what language do they speak in the Azores?
They speak Portuguese. It's Portugal, part of Portugal. But there are these little islands kind of just out there, far in the middle of nowhere. I have some friends who actually, turns out, have ancestors who emigrated from there. So it was like really interesting. I didn't know that until I was talking about having gone there. And now we've on our 4th sea day. Out of 6 in a row. We've had a couple in between stops, and we have one more after Halifax. And so we've had different reactions to being on a transatlantic. I think it's been incredible. I love the downtime and a chance to relax. In the beginning, when the weather was great, I just loved laying out on my hammock or on my chaise lounges on the porch and reading. I mean, I never slow down. So having some downtime was really great, and just time to enjoy this ship and not feel pressured to have to do everything in like 5 or 7 days. So I really loved being in transatlantic, and my husband might feel slightly differently, but he's talking to you over here, I think.
No, I'm hitting return and my messages aren't going, which is weird.
Oh, that's weird. 3. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Every now and then you hit a little bit of a speed bump, and there are a lot of people on at this time of night. It's 10:30 here, so we are 2 hours ahead of New York. When we started the transatlantic, we were 6 hours ahead of New York, and we have been at night, so 4 times now and 2 times more, including today, have taken an hour, and we have gone back. So tonight we're getting another extra hour of sleep, and we're just going to be 1 hour away from New York time. We'll be on Atlantic time, which I think will stay on in Halifax, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So are you back on chat?
Ah,
I think he's back.
I'm back. I just forgot to push the arrow to go down.
There we go.
So
It's technical. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. So what I was saying was, I was saying how much I'm enjoying the Atlantic, and I think your feelings on it are a little different than mine.
I thought we said we weren't going to do this. Are you bored already with your chatter?
No,
I worried that I couldn't stand 6 sea days in a row, and today I announced to my darling spouse that, yeah, I'm not going to do this again. I'm having a good time, but I just don't believe that I want to do it again. Cruising's okay, and getting off the boat to see new things is wonderful, but I'm ready to go pat my cats and pull weeds in my garden.
Too much downtime for him. It was just he gets bored. So I think he doesn't need sea days to relax, I guess. And so anyway, so that's a little bit of a difference. So I'm not sure we're going to be doing a transatlantic anytime again soon. But that isn't that we're not going to take cruises with sea days. It's just probably both of us will like to have a couple ports, couple sea days, couple ports, just a little bit of a better thing. Are you going to share?
Debbie Martin.
Hi, Debbie.
Said that she would love 6 days in a row.
Thank you. I love it. I just getting, like I said, to enjoy the ship on like a really slow basis, and like I never do nothing. So here I could read a book and not feel guilty that I wasn't working or working on the channel, or like I could just do. It's the most relaxing thing. Plus, I love being by the ocean, and I think that's a difference. Like I could just lay on my hammock and look at the ocean for a month. I mean, so 6 days is like nothing for me. So, yeah. So who else do we have?
Debbie Martin was a new person as far as my notes go. She will be on in October.
Oh, wow. So you're going to be taking it out of New York. Well, let us know. Are you on a 7-day itinerary? Which one of the ones are you going to do? I know they have several, which is really fun for this ship. They have 7 days going down to the Caribbean. They've got some 12 days going down to the ABC Islands. I think they've got some going up to Canada even, and some to Bermuda. So they're doing a really nice variety of itineraries from New York.
So do you want me to read these to you, or do you want me to point them? Okay.
I
Pamela
can't
Williams says, how was the music and food in the main dining room? And thank you, Catherine P., for joining us. She works at the New York Pier, and she's the supervisor for the Venezia.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Catherine P. Lovely to have you. And those other 2 questions. The music has been outstanding. I cannot say enough good things about the live music on this show. Overall, I think Carnival does an incredible job with the live music. There's so many bars with live music. You can get all different styles. So for instance, we have several favorites, but there is a 9-piece, 7-piece with brass and guitars, etc., instruments, plus 2 singers. They're the Carnival Venezia rock band, and they've been playing in the gondola lounge, and they are unbelievably good. I mean, we cannot even sit at a table there to see them play most nights, and people dancing, and they're just really good. They play a lot of rock standards and just great music. And they did a full concert in the Teatro Rosa, which is the main theater. And so that was incredible. We only saw part of it though, because that is when some of you may have already heard online, the fire alarm went off from one of the special effects. So we had to evacuate the theater, but there was nothing wrong. The fire alarm was just a little bit sensitive. But they did a great concert. Then there's a Latino 2-piece 2 singers, I guess, and they also do music in the Carnival lounge, which is right outside our door, and we've been in there several nights. It's just so good, and people doing Latin dancing, just really enjoy them. There's the 3-piece strings, and they've played several times in the like the central area, which I think is like the Marco Polo. What do they call it?
Lounge.
The lounge, the atrium, and that's been great. There's a two-piece kind of folk rock singers that we really like. It's just the music has standing. And then the playlist productions on this ship, absolutely fantastic cast and really, really good productions. The visuals, we saw epic rock, and we've seen epic rock on other ships, but this, it was like seeing it anew. It was just so good. I mean, it was a feast for the eyes, and these young talented kids in playlists, they could sing and dance and do both well, and like just really great. What else we got?
Let's see. Catherine P., our insider from Carnival, says, yeah, she heard about the alarm going off.
Yeah, it was, but it was really wonderful. Everybody really calmly evacuated, and one of the interesting things, like, it was very calm, and it just took a little while, but everyone was wonderful during the evacuation. And the other thing, though, that a retired firefighter said to me online was, the thing that we did wrong was there were two other exits up front, which were like fire exits, and no one went to those. We all tried to exit the way we came in. So in a real emergency, if that ever happened, you really need to be aware of the closest exit to you, and it is not always the one that you came in. So it was like a really good learning experience, I thought, for everyone as well. So, yeah.
Let's see. Debbie Martin's going to Bermuda, and Mr. Feliz is doing a 15-day cruise in September.
15 days. Oh, is that to the ABC Islands? That sounds amazing. It's not the option for the longer cruises out of New York. I did Carnival Splendor, I think like 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe longer. It's been in New York. And it was really nice, but we spent 2 whole days getting down. We did it in April, and there was a freak snowstorm, so we had 6 inches of snow on the deck the first morning. It melted like right away, but it took us 2 days to get down at that time of year into the warmer waters, and it was really nice. We went to Orlando and 2 of the Bahama Islands, but having these longer cruises out of New York is great because you really get down into some of the islands and other places you don't normally get to visit on a 7-day from New York. So I think those itineraries are wonderful. So while he's looking and seeing if I have more questions, let's see, what else can I tell you guys? We really love the room. If you, now the terrazza room that we're in, it's like a regular balcony other than the extra cabana area, but the room itself is extremely comfortable. I think the beds are a little on the firm side, which he likes, but no problems with them whatsoever. The bathrooms are super nice, great water pressure, lots of hot water, like the kind of glass enclosure you get on the Mardi Gras. They have those for the showers, which are really great. You don't get the shower curtain sticking to you on this ship.
Richard Hormel
Hi, Richard.
asks us whether we think the pools are big enough for the ship. I'll take that one, if I may.
Please go for it.
The Mardi Gras in March, granted it was kind of a spring break time, had pools that were full of people the entire time. And the Mardi Gras, of course, is a huge ship. The pools on the Venezia are much smaller, but they've been on this cruise across the Atlantic fairly empty. There's been some interest in the jacuzzis, both here and elsewhere, but I think they seem adequate for the people who want to take this particular ship.
Well, I think I somewhat agree with that. What I'm worried about is that this particular, being a Carnival Journeys and a lot of older cruisers who cruise for more of the experience and the ports, whereas when you're going down to the Caribbean, like I call this the fun in the sun kind of cruises, everybody wants to be sunning and tanning and going in the pools. And there'll be a lot of kids in the summer as well as spring break. So sometimes I think it may be an issue, but this is the thing. When you look at the photos of the Lido deck pool, and it is a small pool, granted, there are not a ton of loungers, But what I'm thinking is right now there are lots of seating on both sides of the Lido and really just one row of loungers, that they may end up taking out a row of tables and putting more loungers in the shade. There's a possibility. Also, that Burano pool in the back has lots of sun loungers. Not a huge pool again, but plenty of room for people wanting to lay out in the sun. And then the other thing about this ship that's different than the Mardi Gras is there's lots of loungers just everywhere. So like, I don't really go in the pools a ton. Like maybe I'll like wet my feet. I just kind of like want to lay out in the sun when I'm going to the Caribbean. Tons of places to do that. There's a bunch of loungers up on like 11. The Serenity deck. Oh my gosh. Is huge and absolutely gorgeous on this ship. I haven't done my walking tour yet of the Serenity and the higher decks, but that's coming in the next day or two. And wait till you see the Serenity deck. There's like almost like little cabana areas, tons of loungers. They've got all these like, they're fake plants, but they look really real and really beautiful. Plants everywhere. There's a bar up there and there's 2 jacuzzis. So pools are small, but places to lay out in the sun, there are plenty of areas on the ship. I know I rarely stop talking, right? Just making sure we're not missing a question. I'm blind as a bat, so like I can't really see. I'm depending on him.
I will interrupt you when a new one comes in.
All right. So what else do we have? We ended up. Well, we've done a lot. Like we've rested, but we've gone out and done so many of the seen the music and the bars. We've done almost all of. I think we've hit all of the main shows. Maybe we missed one. And I think the shows that the cruises, 7-day cruises are going to get will be Vintage Pop, which was also excellent. There's like a juxtaposition of old and new songs. Again, beautifully staged, the beautiful digital screen in the back. Beautiful theater by the Teatro Rosa. Looks like something like out of the 1930s. It's absolutely gorgeous.
That is the theater.
The theater. Very red, very red. So we saw a Vintage Pop, there'll be Epic Rock, and then they do Broadway Beats, which is another show that I've seen before, but again, such a great cast and really, really great show here on the Venezia.
So we have a fun new one. Dominique Matthias. Dominique, what's your connection to all this? Asks, how's Mark Hugh?
Ah, fantastic. Oh my God. I absolutely love Mark Hugh. The energy is incredible. He keeps the fun going. I've been to several of the deck parties, which I just absolutely love. And he just, you have to smile when you're watching Mark Hugh do something. He's just so full of life and vigor and makes it fun for everybody. My only quibble with him is there's not a lot of line dancing going on. But if you are sick of the wobble and the Cupid shuffle, you will not do a lot of that with Mark Hugh. But there's plenty of dancing and fun. Like it's more of like everybody gets together. We did this new party, the Sock Hop Party, which is a 50s party, and the music was great. And you all like follow a move or two, but there's lots of singing and there's like fun games. And so the deck parties have been really great with Mark Hugh, as we've done several Wave morning shows. Mm-hmm. That was really great. He did a really cool improv thing with the Fun Squad the first day, which we really enjoyed. So he's been great.
Debbie Martin asks, states, cannot wait to see the video of the Serenity deck. So I know you took the film. When do you think you might get it up?
I'm actually, plan is to work on it tomorrow, and I may upload it.
That's your next one?
Yeah, that's the next one. I may upload it tomorrow night, but just depends. So either late tomorrow, so it'll probably go up the following day. So you should have it within the next 2 days.
What do you think the passengers find the most interesting? For example, you can't get a seat at trivia in the gondola lounge.
So true. God, this is a trivia happy bunch. Like, we go by there and we're frightened. Like, we would do trivia if it looked like it was kind of like lighthearted. This is like a blood sport. There are people everywhere. And I mean, they are serious. I mean, we've had people doing trivia like the mornings we're going off to port. I mean, it's great. So if you love trivia, this is a great place for it. The entertainment, the shows have always had a line. people are really enjoying the entertainment on the ship, especially the main stage shows. We've also, because it's a Journeys cruise, besides having the playlist productions, they brought in entertainers for us. There was this wonderful singer out of Great Britain who was like a pop soprano. She was great. There was a magician. That's the one. We didn't go to the magician show. Missed the magician. There was a juggler. So they brought in additional entertainment since this has been such a long cruise. But people have loved the entertainment. And the food. I mean, the MDR. Someone asked about the MDR. The MDR has been, I think, maybe the best one I have had on Carnival.
What does MGR for people who don't speak cruise lingo?
Oh, it's a good question. Main dining room. So if you are new to cruising, main dining room is included. Main dining room where you eat dinner every night. There's no additional charge. They have a wonderful menu. And that is where we have most of our evening meals. Now, there also are sea brunch meals, sea day brunch meals. So you can have like either an enhanced breakfast or lunch on some of the sea days, also in the main dining room. And they also have a regular breakfast in their other days. So you get a lot of meals there. And we've had everything from, we've had just had prime rib tonight. There were several formal nights. They've had lobster in there. There's wonderful vegetarian. I've had some really great vegetarian meals on this particular ship. Great chicken, roasted. And in this particular main dining room, they're doing a lot of Italian specialties. So they're doing food that they don't normally serve, new menu items, and they always mark them with the little Italian flag. And I've tried a whole bunch, and I have also lots of content on the food and the new food items. We've tried a lot of them and really enjoyed them.
Senor Felice said, have we had the frog legs yet? And I told him that maybe the Italian foods have taken over. Have you heard of anything? Or maybe if Catherine P is still with us, she might have an answer to that question. My response was, I think those Italian flag foods that Denise just described have taken over.
Yeah.
For the better. It's been really fun.
Yeah, they don't have the Did You Ever menu here. I have not seen that, so you're not getting your frog's legs. Haven't seen the escargot on this one. We did get alligator bites though, I think, as part of.
And a lot of wild boar.
Yeah,
and venison.
We've had wild boar. We had rabbit today and puff pastry, braised rabbit. They haven't had the Did You Ever menu, so no frog legs. At least not on this one going out of Barcelona. And the other interesting thing is that because the ship was provisioned in Barcelona, you've got certain things, like we saw mustard that was in Spanish today, and our water is not bottled water is not a brand we're familiar with in the US, and they're missing a couple of weird things that they're still going to get on board when it gets to New York, like the boats for the sushi boats in Bonsai Sushi, and they were missing the tea carts. They haven't provisioned those yet on the ship. So for tea time, which they are doing on sea days, they haven't had a tea cart, so they've had to kind of juggle the tea stuff. So
Dominique Matthias asked, when do we get back to land? I'm doing that online, but you can go ahead and... Let's see. Catherine P. says, actually, since it's a new ship for us, she's not sure on what's going on either. She's still learning.
All right, that's so cool. Yeah, it's fun to learn. And the other thing I will say is, because it was a new ship, and we knew it was the first voyage under Carnival, we came with our patience. We didn't know. We thought, just like theater, which we've both done a lot of theater, when you have previews, you expect things to go wrong. It's still a very enjoyable experience, but people are still working through there for a second. Hope we're back. Oh, wait, I'm not sure we're back. All right.
There she goes.
There we go. I think we're back. All right. So
let me interject.
Yes.
Something that's behind the scenes that we learned early on. We believe, Denise and I, that Carnival did a formidable job and made excellent decisions. I think everybody has spent 5 weeks after the Venezia got out of dry dock. The performers going through the shows, the crew figuring out what's what and practicing. And unlike kind of the first time where they're still painting around the corners and still filling in all the gaps, I think they spent a lot of time making it a pretty good cruise across the Atlantic on a maiden voyage, so to speak.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And so we brought our patients, and it really hasn't been necessary. There've been a few minor glitches in the MDR where they have these little computers where they take the orders, and that was glitching up one day. They had one or two times where we had one night, formal night, where we waited a really long time for our table, longer than what the app said, and then it was like 2 hours for dinner. But that was like the biggest glitch there's been. I mean, it's mostly been pretty flawless, and we have not had long wait times for dinner, and we've had late dinner, early dinner. We really tried a lot of different times, and the food in the main dining room has been served on a really timely basis. So really good. Yeah.
Which is not to say we haven't heard grumbling listening in on people with different attitudes towards life.
Yeah, you're always going to find, and that's okay. And everybody has a different experience. But overall, we have heard also from others really good things about the ship and about the whole experience.
Hillary Woods, thank you for joining us, Hillary. How is the buffet food? And do you know if there will be a white party on the 8-day cruise? She's sailing the end of June.
Okay. Oh, soon. Awesome. We did have a white party, and I'm going to ask more Q because I don't know which of the parties will be on the 8-day, but the parties we've had for this particular voyage have been the white party, the 80s rock and glow, and then the new 50s sock hop party.
Plus, an interesting one tonight, we're having an Italian fiesta, and we are very curious whether that's going to be a regular feature of the cruises, thank you, Brain, out of New York.
Yeah, and I believe I got some information. I do believe that is going to be an ongoing thing. And so the Italian festival was lots of different games, some dancing, costumes, beautiful decorations. Again, I got all this on video and I'll be sharing it. Arts and crafts. They have, and then we're missing the food. They put out food at 9:30, I think. So there's going to be some special like Italian food, which after we're done with this, we'll go run up and see if we can see that.
Munch.
Yeah, we'll go munch.
Thank you, Brian Z, for appreciating Denise's hard work and all her uploads, and we hope you have a wonderful cruise in August.
Awesome. And then I feel like there's another question in there that I missed.
She wanted to know, Hillary, about the buffet food.
Oh, buffet food. Okay. So I have not eaten at the buffet a lot, and that is just my style of cruising. But I have eaten there some. And the two interesting things about the buffet. We found out yesterday that there is a secret Chinese buffet. Chinese buffet every day, or at least on sea days, at the Seafood Shack. And so it's served by the servers there. And since the Seafood Shack doesn't open until 3:30, they're doing this along with the regular buffet. And I had that today, and it was really, really good. There were about 5 different entrees you could get: orange chicken, shrimp lo mein, they were spring rolls, and a long line, and everybody was kind of discovering it. So that was kind of nice for change up. Russ has had the deli, which is part of the buffet here, but it's like the longer hours deli, and it was very good. He had the Cuban mixed dough today. And then there's a midnight buffet, and there's been one like every night. And it's like not a huge amount of items, but there's been a line for that. And it's just nice to see food available at midnight because I'm always up there late after gambling. I'm usually grabbing pizza, but there are other options. There were little sandwiches. They had meatballs. I think it was chicken, but I'm not sure. I think there was soup. So just really nice to see a midnight buffet on a regular basis back on a Carnival ship. So
to answer the question that Hillary asked, the buffet food is fine. The difference, the menu is pretty much identical to that of the main dining rooms. And so if in your head and heart you're expecting a buffet with all kinds of different items, those would be in the side things like the deli, La Strada for lunch, Guy's Burgers, tomodoros, which is the blue iguana.
Yeah, blue iguana. Yep.
So the food is great, and there's a good salad bar and a great dessert choices. The variation of like, oh, you can get Indian food like in some of the old days, or you can get something exotic has gone by the wayside.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have the multitude of items that you used to get on cruise ship buffets. That's just gone. I think especially after the pandemic, there's been quite a contraction, not just on Carnival, but on a lot of the lines. But that said, we did eat the dinner at the buffet one night when we just didn't feel like getting dressed. And it was good. And it was a lot of the same things, as Russ said, that you would find on the main menu. Another buffet is the La Strada Grill, which kind of takes the place of Guy's barbecue, like on the Mardi Gras and Celebration and those ships. And was very, very good. So it's a small buffet, and they have like two types. They have like a meatball sandwich. They have this really good chicken. They had like corn, just beans, and just a nice kind of Italian barbecue. And that's available every sea day. And it's outdoors on deck 5. So also really good.
Catherine, like the rest of us, is looking forward to sailing on the Venezia so she can figure out where all the good places are hiding.
Yeah, it's fun because there are like little things I'm still discovering, and I'm been here 10 days, so.
Thank you, Hillary, for your warm thought. And Colby said that he heard the pools were smaller on the ship. What did you think? Cole, you came after we talked about that. So the short answer is yes, they are smaller, but they seem to be adequate for our passengers on this particular voyage. Have not been filling them up. The only time I think it would be an issue at all is if you sailed in March during spring break for all the kids. And we have 251 kids on this voyage. They haven't been swamping the pools that we've noticed. So
very small amount of kids. So, and the other thing that I did, I wanted to confirm, I'd heard various estimates, but there are 3,800 passengers on the ship. And they're kind of thinking they're going to get about 5,000 for most cruises.
No, they're not. 5,000 is the absolute maximum.
No, but he didn't.
I think they're thinking about 4,300 on most.
Okay, not what I heard, but anyway. So, but because they're expecting a lot more kids, at least in the summer and for spring break. So again, that's going to add to the crowdedness around the pools, and especially the amount of kids that come when they're filling like 3s and 4s in more of the rooms when families come. So that's what I think. Can you tell we've been married 33 years? Yeah.
Don't whisper. Keep chattering, my love.
So, all right.
I'll tell you if there's a new question.
All right. He's checking things out. Thank you all for joining us. We were like thinking that we wouldn't have anybody come because it's our first live. So we're just grateful for each and every one of you. Grateful for your viewership. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. We're excited that it's growing. And yeah, really glad you're all here and willing to spend some time with us here on our voyage. So a lot of thanks. Thank you very much.
And you already, for those who just arrived, Denise's next presentation is supposed to be the Serenity deck. What comes after that?
I have a ton of content coming up. So we'll have something on all of the food venues. I'm going to do a video on the chef's table, which, as I mentioned, was outstanding. I'm going to do something separate on Il Viaggio. I've got all the ports. I'm going to do various content on. I'm going to have like tips and tricks. I'm going to do something on the entertainment. I've got a ton of stuff. And also like what your questions are and what people are wanting to learn about will guide some of my content as I get home and I talk to more people about what they would like to see.
Okay, well, you're the boss. So you signing off?
I don't know. Are we done? Is everybody happy? I'm waiting to see if there's anything else you guys would like to learn. And if not, we're going to sign off shortly. So it's got something there. Wish I wasn't blind.
Good night, Henry. Good night,
Good night,
AJ.
Henry. Good night, you guys. All right. So thank you again for joining me. Look for the next walking tour of the Serenity deck, and we'll have various reviews as well. Just I've got a lot of beautiful images coming for you from the ship when I get home. So in like 4 short days. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good night, and thank you for cruising with Dee. Really appreciate you all.
You have to shut it off.
I gotta shut me. I have to shut it off. He's right. Good night. There's a button here somewhere.